Oh man, today is a beautiful day. However, there are a lot of things to talk about on a beautiful day. I mean, a lot of crazy things. Or to better clarify what belief could do to people and how far belief can take people to extreme measures. For instance, as we all know, the Orlando shooting was pretty terrible. I mean, that was terrible. And I know I'm not good in politics and, scientific things, but all that happened over somebody who was Muslim, who couldn't stand the fact of someone being sexually attracted to other than girls, or someone who was, or the better term is gay, I guess. And there's nothing wrong with that, but a lot of people don't like that. So, but another part of something that I think is crazy is how far belief can take us. And this is my first video actually on YouTube, the first video. And I guess the reason why I want to do this is to show people how crazy they really are and how I'm so sick and tired of it. One of the things that I've learned is something called pseudoscience, and how far people are willing to take pseudoscience as valid truth. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of people on the internet knows what pseudoscience is, so I don't need to elaborate on it. How far have we gotten to the point where we don't understand anything, and we won't even put the effort forward to understand it? How far must we go with this religious nonsense? And that's not to say that a lot of people in religions are bad, because no, they're not. However, these absurd claims and this false propaganda that's been pushed out has made me become worried about how far some human beings are willing to go just to prove a belief. Now, one of the things that I find very peculiar in pseudoscience, and it's something I get tired of, but however it reminds me of a movie that came out called The BFG, is Nephilim giants, or just giants in general. Now, this is something that I really do not understand. Why do people believe in this? I mean, why go through all this trouble just to why promote all these videos? Why promote all these videos about trying to prove that a 20 to 30 foot tall human existed? I mean, do we understand gravity? Do we understand physics? I mean, will we not take the time out to look into this stuff and understand that maybe a lot of it is absurd, and maybe it was highly stretched by people who did not understand the world around them? Nephilim giants. I mean, it's absurd and it's funny at the same time. I mean, what makes people believe in these type of things? I mean, a 30-foot tall giant. Now, I had a friend who actually believes in this Nephilim bull, and he told me that it could exist because it'll have stronger bones, and since Nephilims, if I'm correct, are half angels, half humans, which don't make no damn sense, since angels and humans mating is kind of unusual because of the fact that angels are spiritual, and I don't know how you would mate with something that's not really physical at all. How can you mate with something like that? But I don't know, that's how the Bible reference things. So let's just play it on the even field. Let's say if this stuff was true. I mean, a Nephilim giant, an animal, or a thing that a giant that existed. Now, my friend said that it could exist because it's different than us and it's made out of a different makeup. So I kept pondering about this, and this was some years ago, like years ago. But I'm thinking about it now because I watch videos about how this thing, how people on YouTube actually believes in this. And just to think about it, if the Nephilim, so-called Nephilim giants, are different than us, and quote unquote, I'm not a scientist, so, but I mean, anybody could think about this. If the Nephilim giants are different than us, then why do they look like us? I mean, why are they humanoid? I mean, if you expect something to be different from us, you would expect it not to have the same genetic makeup, which they don't, since they're made out of since they have angel DNA, which I don't know what that is in them. And if that's true, then they would have an entire genetically makeup, and which means they would not look like us at all, which means they would not be humanoid. But a lot of people don't see it that way. They see it as they're different than us, so therefore they must have existed, or we haven't. Uh, I'm an example.
just don't understand, where did this pseudo information come from? Like, where does it come from? And why?
I mean, like, why? Like, why do we believe this? And me as a African American who listens to certain people like the Amin Ra Squad, or as the individual of the group called the Real Black Atheists have promoted or explained in this about this pseudoscience, this pseudoscience propaganda. And I find it very interesting why people actually believe in pseudoscience. I mean, don't get it twisted. I was once a person who believed in a lot of pseudoscience, and it wasn't until a few recent years that I started asking myself questions about things that just didn't make sense. Like, there are some laws of physics that you can't escape. I mean, some people even believe that demons exist. I mean, like really. And I know this ain't new. This has been something that has been going on for years. And I mean, it's crazy. Or, you know, like telekinesis. Like, I mean, I got family members that believe that we don't even use 100% of our brain, when in fact we kind of do use it. I mean, each part of our brain is for a different function. So, and I could be wrong on a little bit about this. So whoever watches this, you know, I hope they respond. Why does this happen? I mean, when did this stuff start? As you can see in front of you, I made a diagram for one of my college classes about how to turn a chicken into a dinosaur. And I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of black people that's interested in science, but you know, I don't know that many, and I'm pretty sure that there are a lot. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because of how a lot of people in our community don't understand science, and it's detrimental to us because it's insane. I mean, now we got people like this so-called guy called Dr. Sebi, and I got friends that's calling me, telling me he can cure cancer, AIDS, and all types of stuff. I mean, talking about getting rid of mucus. I mean, what? Like, what? Like, where is this stuff coming from? Like, where did he even come from? I mean, this guy has no degree in nothing, and yet proclaims that he has a cure for cancer or any type of disease. And then On top of that, I mean, where's the evidence for that? I mean, like, where is this stuff coming from? I mean, mucus. I mean, if people actually know you need mucus, I mean, it's actually very important for you to have mucus in your system. I mean, that getting mucus out of your body stuff only works when you're sick. But what do we need to get rid of mucus if you have arthritis or something? I mean, like where is this stuff coming from? Like, where did this guy even come from anyway? I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna really get into that. I got people that really don't believe in a lot of stuff, man, that they just don't understand. I mean, people don't trust science because they don't understand science. So when you don't understand science, you start to disassociate yourself from it and start getting into these falsehood things that other people are saying. I mean, it's just crazy. Like, how would you how can you believe in these claims that have no evidence? I mean, taking it from me, I mean, I used to believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, I thought it was a plesiosaur, but I sat there and asked myself, like, man, how can an animal pre-exist, after 65 million years, and the lake was formed only a few thousand years later in time? I mean, where was it for like the last millennia? Like, where was it for the end of the dinosaurs? I mean, during the end of the Cretaceous, I mean, it was detrimental to all life except for birds and a few mammals. They survived, but according to science, I mean, there was no evidence that even purported there's no evidence that even purported there's no fossil evidence. There's no fossil evidence that even indicates that even any plesiosaur survived the event. I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. I mean, this is really crazy. I mean, this whole thing is crazy. Can you imagine being a black person? And I'm not saying this don't work for white people, Hispanics, Asians, or whoever. I mean, can you be a black person? Can you imagine being a black person and not being able to tell a lot of your people that you're an atheist? I mean, it's really hard to tell people. So it's kind of hard to tell people that in fear of rejection when you just as kind to them, but you're afraid if you tell them that it might ruin any of those relationships. I told a few people, but those were only people I could trust. But I don't tell a lot of people this, and I'm telling the audience this to let them know how I began my road of rationality. There are a lot of people that I have to thank for this. Brother Unk, the Armin Ra Squad, the Real Black Atheist, Nick Dobley, the Amazing Atheist, Jacqueline Glenn, yeah, some more, but I can't remember. But those are the ones I remember off my head. Oh, also Brother Marcus, he's also part of the Amin Ra Squad, and I'm pretty sure that they won't watch this video. And I'm pretty sure though, but however, and they probably don't know me, and I'm pretty sure that's fine, because I'm pretty much nobody right now. However, I do listen to these people because they don't spread propaganda. I mean, like, it's just crazy. Or like, it's insane. This third eye thing. I mean, this Illuminati stuff. I mean, demons, angels, Nephilims, and I mean, it's just insane. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this world is, you know, ready for rationality. I mean, I'm pretty sure we are, but I mean, I just don't think a lot of us are ready for rationality. I mean, it's just crazy. I hope people can understand what I'm saying, because I know I've been stuttering and I may be going off the topic a couple of times, but I'm kind of new to this. This is my first video, so I'm kind of nervous about what I'm going to say. But I'm trying to get everything off my chest because I think this is a problem, and it really needs to change. But on another good note, back to my Chickenosaurus model. As you can see, I am a big fan of dinosaurs, and it's something that I like, and it's something I wish a lot of black people would get into. I mean, I would love, even though, I mean, just in general, just science in general. But it would be good if a lot of us knew a lot about dinosaurs. There were a lot of black people that were interested, and just as interested in dinosaurs as I am. I mean, it's just something that I'm very interested in. One thing that's very interesting is that my dinosaur has feathers on it. My chicken has feathers on it. But there's a reason for this, and there's a reason why I put this on screen. It's because of understanding something different, something that's unique, that if you just give it a try, then you may be able to, you may just like it. I mean for years, we never, for years we knew that dinosaurs were related to birds, but a lot of it didn't come into play until later, decades later, when we started to realize that a lot of fossils started coming in. A lot of fossils started coming in, indicating that birds were relatives of dinosaurs. But what's important is that a lot of the discoveries of the fossil indicated that a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. Now, something that we use to promote the idea of that is we use entertainment. Now, in entertainment, or just science media in general, and what we did was we wanted to promote more feathered dinosaurs in movies, films, cartoons, and everything. But however, this has not been pushed because a lot of movie producers, entertainment leaders, and a lot of people don't, look at the idea of feathered dinosaurs as not scary. Now, what does this have to do with Orlando and science in general? The Orlando shooting and its science in general. When you don't understand something that's different from what you naturally are viewing, you reject it. You may reject it and may look at it as unusual and strange. And when you do all these things, those rejection ideas can be pushed in your head and make you do things that you probably wouldn't see yourself doing, or make you believe in things that you probably would never believe in, or it could lead you down roads that you are so confused and objective to that you just don't understand why, but you still follow it. And this brings me to why I'm doing this video. If we as human beings do not start to realize our own hypocritical, bias, and absurd beliefs, then where would that lead us to? Where would that lead us to? Where would that lead us to?